You know what? It's because it's Thanksgiving week. I think I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just do a video like this every day. Might as well. I mean, again, it's the week of a very special holiday, so that's nice. So let's get to my low, my high, my active kindness. See, what was my low? I guess my low is that I did kind of oversleep this morning, as well as, you know, my cough is, like, I have a cough that's kind of acting up a little bit. Nothing too serious, though. My high is, you know, I did have, you know, a nice conversation with my dad, and I am going to be seeing him later tonight, so that's going to be really nice. And I'm also going to be seeing my mom, too. I can't really wait for that. But, again, I'll probably talk about that tomorrow. And I'm really excited for Thanksgiving tomorrow, too. That's going to be fun, but we got to wait till we get there. And my act of kindness was, what did I have? Oh, right, I helped my father with something really important yesterday. Nothing you really need to go into. Anyway, good morning, and happy hump day, everybody. I can't believe Thanksgiving's already tomorrow. This week's going to go by pretty quickly. I like it. Excuse me. So, upon talking about how I captured Feebas and Munchlax in Pokemon Platinum the way that, you know, Game Freak, the creators of Pokemon, intended, it got me thinking. Because I really am thinking about really getting Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl, even though I may never really have the time to play them. So, let's say I do get them. And let's say anyone else is wondering this question gets them too. You know, what's my Pokemon team going to be? I really wanted to think about this, because if Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl are legitimately like their, you know, the original games, the Pokedex in those games really isn't very expansive. I've touched upon this before. Actually, when I talked about this, I just mentioned it was straight up bad. When I said it was bad, and I explained this then too, it's, yeah, you have like 100, 150 Pokemon in the Pokedex, but in terms of like selections, that's all you get. Not to mention there's only 2 fire types in the game, and one of them is your starter, and it's, you know, and by extension, its evolutionary line. And the other one was Ponyta and Rapidash. So, yeah, not a very wide selection. Now, if Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl like Platinum, and there are some Pokemon that originally you could only get in, like, there are some Pokemon you can get in the original Diamond and Pearl that you had to wait until you beat the game to get. Meanwhile, Platinum, you can pretty much get a lot of those Pokemon that you could only beat after you beat Diamond and Pearl early on in the game. So I did a little digging and some research, as well as looked on the version exclusive Pokemon, because again, like all the other, you know, Pokemon games, some Pokemon can only be found in one game, whereas one Pokemon others can only be found in the other game, obviously. And unfortunately, my fears were confirmed. The Pokedex in Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl is going to be exactly like it was in the original Diamond and Pearl. But you know what? That's okay, because you actually do still have a pretty solid selection overall. Not a great selection. And again, the version exclusive Pokemon, which I will be getting into. Well, I would get into the version exclusive Pokemon. Well, you know, here's what I'll do. My plan was, if you are going to get these games and you don't really know what team you're going to be getting, and keep in mind, I am not an expert on this. Not at all. There are plenty of other Pokemon YouTubers out there who could do a better job than this. Like MysticUmbreon or False Swipe Gaming. Even Chuggaaconroy himself can do better than I am. Shout out to all those guys. I'll put links to their YouTube channels down in the description down below. So I'm just going to tell you, and again, you're talking to a guy who doesn't really have a favorite Pokemon. I like them all. I really, really, really do. In fact, I mentioned how yesterday when I was getting Munchlax and Feebas, you know, I already had my team picked out. I just wanted to get him. You know, that was really like the only, I just felt like doing it because, you know, it was kind of interesting. I wanted to see if I really could do it. Although, again, with Munchlax, I really wasn't planning on getting it, but I got it, and that was really cool. So here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to tell you, because I wound up beating Platinum, and I'll tell you the teams I had in both of those games, and then I'm going to tell you, which I would personally recommend you trying getting, at least playing through the main story. I mean, I guess for post-game, there are some Pokemon that, again, you can only get after you beat Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl, you can get, which I would recommend after. So I'm going to tell you all of the Pokemon that I like in Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl that I would actually legit recommend you try and get. So, when I first played Pokemon Platinum, my original team were, because remember, I had Pokemon Diamond, the original Pokemon Diamond. So, yeah, I was able to get my 3 starters. So, yes, Torterra, Infernape, and Polion, they were all part of my team. And who doesn't love Alakazam? I had Alakazam on my team. Staraptor, because I needed a fly slave. Well, that and plus, Staraptor was pretty solid. And believe it or not, Gallade, which for those who don't know, Gallade was first introduced Generation 4. Basically, it was the final evolution of a male Ralts. Again, some of these Pokemon are also, evolution based on gender as well. Kind of creative that way. The second time I played through Platinum, it was again the 3 starters, Alakazam, Togekiss, and believe it or not, Rhyperior. As you can imagine, with the first playthrough obviously being with Gallade, and the second playthrough being with Togekiss and Rhyperior, those Pokemon are only going to be found after you beat Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl. But I really do like those Pokemon, I really do. And if for some reason you're able to get them early, maybe via training from a friend, go for it. So, in terms of Pokemon that I would recommend you play through, and I do have the Pokedex in front of me, just so I can tell you all. Okay, so, I mentioned how yesterday all 3 starters were all very good in their own right. In fact, you could really start with any of them and you'd be good. And I recommend that here. Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon, or again, the pre-evolved forms would be Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup, respectively. They're all good. I recommend you get them all. It really would depend on what sort of format you're going with. I mean, with Piplup, you already have a Pokemon that would technically know Surf when the time comes. So, there you go. Now, I also mentioned Staraptor earlier, and upon looking at this Pokedex, Staraptor is going to be your best flying type, by far. So, yes, I would definitely recommend, Staraptor on your team, at least playing through the normal game. Now, for the record, the only reason I'm going to be saying this is because, and keep in mind, they sort of fixed the whole HM thing, but going from the perspective of someone who played the original games, I would recommend you get yourself a Bidoof or a Bibarel. Because, without question, Bibarel is the greatest HM slave ever. Ever. It's probably not even close. So, obviously I wouldn't use him on my team, but again, HM slave, which is cool. If you are just turning for an electric type, I definitely would recommend, Luxray. Luxray is really good. And if this was Pokemon Platinum, I would also recommend you get Magnezone. But again, this is not right. But again, this is, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl. I'll talk about what could be available in Platinum too, just because. For Psychic types, I mentioned this before, I'll say it again. Alakazam. Alakazam is really good. Highly recommend that. If you are looking for a decent Surf Slave and something that hits really hard, go ahead and risk getting a Magikarp. Sure. Why not? Magikarp involving Gyarados. Gyarados has always been very solid in these games, even up to this day, so I recommend that. Other Pokemon I would recommend you getting: Roserade, Crobat, Golem, Steelix, Bastiodon, and Rampardos, which, now we get to our first instance of version exclusive. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond is only going to have Rampardos, and Shining Pearl is going to have Bastiodon. So, feel free to take your pick among those. I know Bastiodon, definitely Rampardos is the better one, but I like the sort of dynamic that Rampardos and Bastiodon have where, you know, Rampardos has a very high attack and Bastiodon has very high defense, and they literally look like an unstoppable force versus an immovable object. I always really like that idea. Let's see, Machamp. Machamp is always good. Highly recommend Machamp. I guess a left field one would be Golduck, even though I already mentioned how Empoleon and Gyarados would probably be a little bit better. I like Wormadam and Mothim, which are both the evolved forms of Burmy, only Wormadam is female and Mothim is male. In terms of getting through the game, sure, if you really want to try that. Personally, I really wouldn't be going for them. Nor would I be going for Wurmple's final evolutions of Beautifly or Dustox. But outside of a couple certain Pokemon I will be talking about, if you are going to get one bug type that is exclusive to the Sinnoh region, go to a honey tree, try and get a female Combee, it has to be female because those are the only ones that evolve, and get Vespiquen. That's what I would do. A good water type that's not Gyarados or Empoleon would be Floatzel. Floatzel's pretty solid. A good grass gym, I guess, is okay, but its gimmick is kind of like you need it to be sunny in order to work. Now, Gastrodon. Gastrodon is good. Very good. You know, water ground type only has one weakness. If you're able to get Storm Drain, that's even better for its ability. Aha. Now we get to one of my all-time favorite Pokemon, especially if you're a bug type, and that's Heracross. Heracross, highly recommend if you can get it via the honey tree. Unfortunately, I forgot to mention this yesterday. On the trees, on the 4 honey trees that you can only get Munchlax on, Munchlax is a 1% chance encounter rate. Any other honey tree, it's Heracross with the 1% chance encounter rate. So, again, good luck with that. I always did like Ambipom just because, you know, Ambipom is the evolved form of Apom, which was the monkey with one hand as its tail, but Ambipom has 2 hands, you know, like ambidextrous Ambipom. It's kind of cool like that. This is a really cool Pokemon. Drifblim, which, to get Drifloon, its pre-evolved form, you have to go to a place called the Valley Windworks after you drive the Team Plasma out of there. Here's the thing, you can only find it on Fridays. So if you do want to get a Drifloon on your team to evolve into Drifblim, you're going to have to time playing your game accordingly. And you absolutely got to work fast on that Friday if you haven't gotten up to that point yet. Because if you can't get it on that Friday, you have to wait a whole other week until you can get it. Believe me, when I played Platinum when I tried playing Diamond for a second time, you know, I had to go for that as well. And wait an entire week. Not cool. Let's see. Lopunny's a pretty solid normal type. Now we get into some ghost types. I mean, come on, man. I gotta go with Dengar. Dengar's my boy. Like, seriously, if I was playing Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl, right now I would definitely tell you that my team would be the 3 starters, Alakazam and Dengar. I would just need a Pokemon that knew fly. Okay, now we get into another instance of a few. Now we're getting into some instances of version exclusive Pokemon because Mischievous and Murkrow have been around forever at this point, but their evolutions, you know, Miss Magnus and Honchkrow respectively, can only be found in Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond respectively. But if you can get them both, I'd recommend it. 2 more version exclusive Pokemon, for those of you who are curious, are Purugly in Shining Pearl and Skuntank in Brilliant Diamond. They're okay, I guess. Metachan is also pretty good. Bronzong is really good. I forget if Sudowoodo and Mr. Mime are both version exclusive. Hold on a second. Are they? No, they're not. Well, okay. They're okay for what they are. Blissey I would get if you really want one. Clefable I would get, especially since with its new fairy typing, applying the Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl, it should be pretty solid overall. Getting Pikachu and Raichu, let's be honest, it's Pikachu. You don't ever want Pikachu just because it's Pikachu. But if you can somehow find one with a light ball, sure. Why not? Knockout's cool, but I really wouldn't recommend playing through it. Spiritomb, now, back in the original Diamond Pearl, Spiritomb had no weaknesses whatsoever. So, if this was the original games, I would recommend you get Spiritomb, if you can somehow manage to find it. Because, like, it involved, like, going to the underground and talking to someone, like, 30 times or something. It can be kind of tedious to do. But if you can manage to pull it off, do it. I was only able to do it because I had Pokemon Diamond and then Pokemon Platinum as well, so I was able to do both. Let's see. Oh yeah. Now we get into a few Pokemon I would legit recommend. First of all, I gotta go with Generation 4's Resident Pseudo Legendary, Garchomp. For those who don't know, Garchomp is the main Pokemon of the champion Cynthia. And you know what, Chuggaaconroy said this best when he said, Cynthia's Garchomp isn't just the most powerful Pokemon you fight that an opponent has in the game. It's basically the final boss of Pokemon Platinum. That's how good Garchomp is. So, if you can find a Gibble involved in the Garchomp, highly recommend do it. And speaking of Pokemon you can manage to find, Munchlax, yeah, I get Snorlax. Snorlax is cool. Now we get into another Pokemon that I really do like. And a lot of people also really like too. And that is Lucario. I mean, Lucario is so popular that if it wasn't for Pikachu, Lucario might very well be the mascot of Pokemon. That's how popular it is. And I agree. Even Lucario, very good. Let's see. Quagsire, I would recommend. Hippowdon is really good too. Azumarill, now that it's a fairy type, I would get. Drapion, yeah, that's good too. Toxicroak, if you can have one with dry skin and have it on a rain team in the game, that'd be really good. Octillery would be a little left field, but sure, I'd do that. Tentacruel, yeah, I would get that too. Milotic, if you can find a Feebas on Mount Coronet. And that's another thing, Feebas can be found relatively later in the game. That's why, you know, if you really are that discerning for a good Pokemon, a good water type that knows Surf, get Milotic. Otherwise, it's likely you would either have Empoleon or maybe Gyarados anyway. Mantine's okay. Abomasnow is pretty good. Weavile, and yeah, those are the Pokemon that you could legitimately get in-game before the post-game that I would recommend getting. Other Pokemon that are exclusive that I do think look really, really, really cool are, let's see if I can find it for a second. Okay, in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Scizor I'd recommend getting. Arcanine's really good. Shiftry, Mawile, Zangoose, Tyranitar, which is another pseudo legendary like Garchomp, recommend getting that. Oh, I was wrong. Mr. Mime is in Brilliant Diamond. Sudowoodo is in Shinning Pearl, so I was wrong with that. Electivire, definitely get that. Gliscor, should definitely get that as well. And Shining Pearl, Slowking is good. Salamence is good. I get Sandslash too. And Ninetales, I guess. Pinsir is also really good. Ludicolo, Seviper, Sableye, Magmortar, Ursaring. Actually, hold on a second. Did I miss something? Huh. I could have sworn you could get Mamoswine in the in-game, but I mean, if you can get Mamoswine, I'd get that too. So, yeah, sorry this video is a little bit long. But yeah, so I just gave you a very brief summary of Pokemon that are either in Generation 4 or introduced Generation 4 that will likely be in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl that I both think look cool And if you're able to get them, I get them. You know, again, one of the main drawbacks to me wanting Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl, I don't know what my team is going to be. Like, not at all. I just literally went over all the Pokemon that I really do like, and I would recommend if you were to tie me down and say, okay, of all these Pokemon, which ones would you like and what would you get? And that's all. But hey, let me know if any of you guys are interested, and let me know what team you'd want to have. Although, that being said, if I do get Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shininh Pearl, I'm definitely getting my starters. And Alakazam. And you know what? Dengar too. Dengar is awesome. Like, favorite, share, the subscribe button, follow me, so subscribe to our YouTube. I'm very home this video for all of you guys watching Joe for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. You're ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow. If you want to talk to me, we'll be here to lend you right back. Take care and make good choices. By the way, don't go shopping on Thanksgiving night. Bye.